Hello everyone, and welcome to our Gold Rush Daily. And last week has been quite a phenomenal week. We saw gold continue to rally. This week the price has opened and we are still seeing more bullish prices. At the moment you're talking about the all-time highs of about 40.78, and the price is still looking like it's gonna still fly. So maybe probably we might be talking about 4,100 level. All right. So but again, before we look more into that, let's see some of the fundamentals that we are looking forward to. So fundamentally, when you look at some of the key news that have emerged during the weekend, which has been able to influence the prices, as you can see here, was reading this particular article, which is quite significant. Just sharing some lights, we see the dollar index. It says that dollar index steadies as market focus on US-China trade tension. So we were able to see Trump mention about China tariffs still in plan on November 1st, like it has been planned initially. So, and we see the dollar index pushing higher. So right now the sentiments are in the US China trade deal. All right. So the dollar index has been able to clinch the 99, trading above the 99 level. So again, more onto that news. If you look at these particular article from Yahoo Finance, talks about Trump Vance open door to China deal as spats a drag on. But also, Vice President talked about Beijing. Um, I mean, Donald Trump mentioned about the Beijing. You can see President Donald Trump administration signaled openness Sunday to a deal with China to quell fresh trade tensions, while also warning that recent export controls announced by Beijing were a major barrier to the talks. So right now, the market sentiment shifting to the U.S.-China deal. All right, so U.S.-China tariff, U.S.-China deal in terms of the tariffs. And also, we know at the moment Trump is in Israel, basically trying to seal the deal, the ceasefire deal. So those are some of the key sentiments shaping the markets right now. And if you look at some of the major markets, basically how they have been able to open the Asian Pacific markets, we have seen most of them in the negative trajectory, right? Led by the index, the Hong Kong index, which is down by about approximately 2.2%. And Trump's announced that he will hit China with 100% tariff, like we have said. So that is again the risk of sentiment. But we were able to see the tone soften somewhat, which is now helping some of the key commodities. All right, some of the key commodities like WTI, maybe probably they might be able to push higher, right? So also we see gold pushing higher. Of course, anytime we have uncertainties, gold prices pushes higher. Right now we are talking about an all-time high of about 40.78, right? 40.78, and we still see some possibility of the price pushing higher. But before we go to the technicals, let's look at the Forex Factory calendar. So we were anticipating the data here to be given out, all right? So we were anticipating a CPI this week, but as it looks, CPI has been pushed. It was scheduled for Tuesday, but it has been shifted here. So what we'll be looking forward to, also the PPI is tentative. Again, this is because of the prolonged US government shutdown. Today being the 13th day, still having the shutdown, right? So with that, then let's look at, because what you're looking at here is mostly species. Today is the Columbus Day for bank holiday for US. We are looking at Fed Chair Powell. Jerome Powell will be speaking tomorrow at 7:20 GMT, 7:20 p.m. GMT +3. All right, so that is East African time. And we don't have any other major US news. All these are the core PPI, the retail sales, all these are tentative. Again, meaning that you are likely to see them being pushed further because of the government shutdown, right? So that's what we are looking at. So let's begin by looking at the dollar index. So for the dollar index, this is what we are looking at. Remember, today is a new week, so it's good to begin looking at things from the bigger time frame. So if you look at this daily time frame, I mean the weekly time frame, this is the level that I'm anticipating maybe probably the prices to push to. It's about 100.70 and 101.949. That's the level that I'm looking at, where we have that weekly engulfing and also the weekly order block. So we might be able to see the price push to these levels. All right, and then now from these levels, you're going to see whether the price is going to gain the momentum to push higher or not. Okay, to push higher or not. What is significant also from where the prices are, you can see we had, if you remember sometimes back, let me just mark this so that you can see. So you need to take note of that level that we have. So sometimes back, we were looking at the price of these DXY breaking above this level, below this level, and we saw the breakout. So this still remains a key level of interest, right? It still remains a very key level of interest, where we might be able to see the price come into that level. As you can see, we had several rejections. All right, we had several rejections. The price can still push inside this particular level or this particular zone where we have the engulfing, and the break above this level is what is going to determine whether we are going to see the bullish prices. Okay, and once you see the price break this level, then the next level we'll be talking about for the DXY is between 103.26 and 104.57. That's why we have another level on the weekly time frame. So we are seeing here on the weekly time frame, we are still seeing a bearish dollar. I mean, a bearish dollar index. So it hasn't really changed course on the weekly time frame. But if you look at it on the daily time frame, again we see some potential bullishness of prices here, because we had the price create that change of character there, right? And then now push on the downside to retest this order block. Now the price are pushing higher. So what we are looking at, for me, what I'll be looking at is this particular level. If the price is able to hold at this particular level, then that will be very significant to see even more bullish prices. Remember, sometimes the price was at this particular point. So even as much as you are looking at the price being able to push to these levels, right? So we can adjust that like that on the weekly time frame. So even as we are looking at on the daily time frame, we can have the level there. So even as we are looking at those bullish prices, what really matters, or what is really significant for us, is to be able to consider some of these key levels here, whereby we might be able to see the price come into those levels, and then we see maybe probably some reactions here. Why? Because if you look at it, even though I don't want to draw so many levels, if you look at this level from this side, it has been quite a key significant point of interest. Okay, so the break above this level, therefore, will lead us looking at the price coming into these particular levels. Okay, so now let's even break it further, slightly further. Let's delete this support level that was broken. all, even with that support level that was broken, we still see this is an order block, right? Or an engulfing. Why is that? Because we see the price giving us that level. So meaning that this level here, it's an order block, and that's the level where the price tapped. And after tapping that, we saw some rejection on the downside. But right now we are seeing more bullish prices. So again, that supports the reason why I'm saying in case we see the price break above this level, therefore the next level we'll be talking about is 101.68 and between 101.68 and 101.94. Okay, and a break above that level, then we'll be seeing the price come to 104.00 to 104.62. Okay, so those are the levels that I'm looking here for the DXY, where I'm anticipating to see the price react to. So, but in case the price is not able to break below this level, then we might be able to see some more bearish sentiments. Of course, the price coming back to the lows of 96.22 levels. Okay, but right now, the dollar being a safe haven, acting like a safe haven because of the prolonged US government shutdown, we might be able to see slightly some more bullishness for the dollar index. Okay, so if we look at gold, so this is the gold chart. So the price has been bullish. All right, we are seeing more bullish prices. And if you look at it from the weekly time frame or even from the monthly time frame, you're still bullish. From the weekly time frame, we are still seeing some bullish sentiments here, having about think 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is the ninth week, gold being a bullish. Right, this is the ninth week, gold being a bullish. So if you look at it now from the weekly time frame, the only level we have that we are looking at the price retracing to is this particular point, that is between that 404 and that 2.68. Remember, this is the weekly level, so it might take some time before the price comes to this level. Okay, and then now you can be able to minimize it like that. So once you see this kind of price action, then the other levels that we are talking about, this is the daily time frame. So we are talking about this particular level, 37, 3670 and 3627 levels. That is another level that is very key on the daily time frame. And also these other level here, that is 38 95.48 and 38 17.76. That's another key level on the daily time frame. So these are the level here. We cannot yet validate this level because we haven't seen a break of structure yet. Remember, this is the daily time frame, so it depends how the daily candle closes today. If it closes above this zone, right, if it closes above these levels here, then we'll be able to say that we have a BOS, and this will be a valid order block to look at some potential buying opportunities. So let's look at this. We go to the 4-hour time frame, and on the 4-hour time frame, now we can be able to see this kind of price action. Right, this is the kind of price action that we have on the 4-hour time frame. We see the price pushing up, creating pushing on the downs. I mean, pushing up. Of course, you remember last week we were talking about this level where the price came and tapped that level, and then now we saw some bullish prices. We saw the price pushing on the upper direction. So at the moment, what are we looking at the moment? So at the moment, what we are looking at is the potential of prices giving us this kind of reaction, right? So we are looking at the potential of prices, maybe probably now retracing back again to almost the same levels, which are going to align on the 1-hour time frame. So when you come to the 1-hour time frame, you see how the price has been pushing higher. So this level has already been done with. So for now, we are looking at this now at the level. This is where we have the order block. So what we are looking at is in case the price retraces to this particular level here. So this order block is about 3974.77. and 3945.99. So in case the price retraces to these levels, then we'll be looking for some potential buying opportunities. Okay, so if you push on the 15 minutes time frame, you realize that on the 15 minutes time frame, once the price opened up here, the price pushed up, then retraced, right? Then it gave a retracement to this particular point. So we will have this being our order block, all right, that level being our order block, because we have already seen a change of character here. So that means in case we see the price retrace to about 39, 40, 36, that is a 40.6.37 and 40.24.74. Those will be key levels for us to be able to look at some buying opportunities because of these change of character. And below it, we also still have another level, right? So we still have these other level here. So these are two levels that are close to each other because this is where the price opens. So the last sell candle here, we have a BOS here, the price pushing higher. So this could have been activated during the Asian session, but the price never came to this level. So that level is between 16.22 and 40.05.93. So it's just a matter of being able to manage the risk appropriately. Because when you come to the 4-hour time, the 5 minutes time frame, we can have it minimized to that level, and this other one we can have it minimized to that particular point. So if you look at this, yeah, it's quite a tradable range, all right? It's quite a tradable range, but right now I wouldn't want to look at any selling opportunities for gold. I'll only want to align myself with the buying opportunities only for this yellow metal. So these are the zones, like I've mentioned, these are the zones whereby we'll be looking at some buying opportunities. So the first one is 40.32.75 and 40.24.79. The second zone is 40.12.68 and 40.05.93. So a break below that level, then we will be talking about these other potential zone here, right? In case the price gives us a very deep retracement, we'll be talking about this zone here, quite big again, being able to minimize, looking at how you can be able to minimize your risk. All right, so this other level is between 3962.87 and 3952.60, right? So that's how we need to plan ourselves for this gold trade. And remember, today is a bank holiday for the US, so we might be able to see some bit of consolidation here for the dollar index and also even gold, because we don't have much volatility today, or we are not looking at maybe probably any much volatility, being on a Monday, being a bank holiday for the US. So I wouldn't anticipate much volatility. So I'll only be positioning myself maybe probably from tomorrow, looking at some potential buying opportunity. I mean, looking at some aggressive entries starting tomorrow. So for today, the best thing we can do is just monitor the price action so that we can be able to read the tone of the market and the probable direction of the market depending on today's price action. Okay, so with that, I wish you a blessed week ahead. A week full of pips, and always remember to stay disciplined, to stay focused, and to always trade with purpose.